There you go.
Battery bank's a little meh. Hopefully the audio's still good. You ever done this? Live stream on YouTube on a phone?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
No, but it looks good to me.
Yeah. Nice view of Jess's back.
People, they should be able to hear us too.
People what they want.
Yeah. I know. I wish there was a way to monitor levels or something, but
You're just gonna have to go with it.
This auto is it out. It's autoed.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
you don't have to worry about it.
Watch out, get in there.
Yeah. All right.
We can get started whenever.
Yeah. Why don't you guys?
We are
I just got
we're live on this now.
What's it?
We're live on this now.
I just got like the world's worst work emergency, so
Nice.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're starting.
Yeah, we can get rolling.
What's this mic for?
That's the guest mic. Stevie.
Is this a real mic?
Is it recording?
That one I don't know how to tell. I believe it's a real mic. I think so.
Oh.
I want to hit it, but I'm worried. Hold on.
Is this
Nope. Okay, there we go.
going to the actual camera?
By the way, Andrew, where you're standing is as far as you can go that way.
Okay. Am I fully in or is this
You're
still on?
fully in.
Okay.
Are we starting with Stevie or are we doing an intro bit?
What's that?
Should we just start with a question?
I mean, unless you want to like intro things.
Hi, we're here at NAMM, answering questions live. I've got Andrew here,
Heck yeah.
who I met an hour ago for the first time.
Right.
And yeah, we're about to start. If anyone has questions, let's like have people come up. First up, we have our my friend Stevie F.
Hey. Good.
So my question is about email lists or phone numbers first.
Yep.
And then once you have them, how often should you be reaching out? Like, if you're releasing a single every 6 weeks, is it annoying to be like, hey, band, we have a show coming up, do you kind of pick and choose? Or
Can you step in frame? Sorry, it's a little closer.
or is, do you pick and choose, or do you just send like a newsletter with everything at once and then wait until the next week? That kind of a thing, especially if you're starting out.
So the first part of that was like, how do you grow your email list and SMS list, or
I guess like emails or phone numbers.
but like in terms of like marketing and getting more people on it?
Just
Yeah.
which one should you focus on?
So we kind of disagree here. Dustin likes SMS more than email, and I usually tell artists to start off with email before SMS. The reason is email is cheaper, like way cheaper. Like often you can get an email platform for free through like MailChimp or Drip actually, but ConvertKit. SMS is Dustin just waiting to rip me a new one on this. But SMS will often cost like $20-$30 a month, and it might cost a penny per message you send. But usually the kind of way you get people on these lists is you come up with some type of bribe. So like, get this unreleased song or multiple songs, or we're gonna mail you a postcard if you wanna get fancy with it. And then you could just talk about that in your content or run ads on it, like it depends, or retarget your fans that you have through organic with ads. So there's a myriad of ways we can talk about that. But I'll let one of these guys
Well,
jump
my
in.
big, and I didn't really hear the question, but I get the gist of what we're talking about. And I think the biggest reason why I like SMS over email is because like people are walking through their day, right? Like, and they engage with their email when they're checking bills or doing work,
Right.
and you're in there, but they're kind of busy. Yeah, they'll check it out. But if they're just about their day and they get a text and it's a little hit of dopamine from you,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, they made me feel really good. And that's the biggest thing. The text messages shouldn't be, hey, my new song's out. Unless they're anticipating it. It should be things that are interesting. And if you share music, it should have a narrative around it, not just promotional. Hey, listen to my new song.
Yeah.
It's sort of like give the messaging around the song. The song's about a breakup, and it's like tell the story about the
Yeah.
breakup, and then like here's the song. Give demos. Like that little dopamine hit I've found to be much more powerful. And I've got artists where it started at like 5 or 6% click-through rates on text messages and just focus on that dopamine hit. I've gotten it up to 40, 50% because people are addicted to it. They're like, what am I gonna get this time?
Yeah.
So I like it more than email. It's more exciting for these texts, but I don't know, it's
Right.
worth it. It's a more meaningful connection.
And then as far as how often,
Yeah.
like how often are we texting, you know?
Twice or 4 times a month, depending on the
Wow.
feedback.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. Even
Okay.
by the way, even if you're doing email, do it 4 times a month and make it short. Don't no newsletter, no like, hey everybody, here's what's going on, and here's our merch, and here's our tour dates, and this is blah. No,
That's too
it
much.
needs to feel like a message from a friend. It needs to feel like, even the emails, they're like, hey, what's your name? I'm sorry again. Stevie. Hey, it's Stevie. I just wrote this an hour ago. What do you think? That's it. That's the email, right? That's the SMS. Because people can read that, digest it, get distracted for a moment, and move on. And now you're a part of their daily lives or weekly routine versus like a month email blast. Like that feels like work.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
For the email, I've seen a lot of people get really good results by like having their email be more just storytelling, personal, also. So like usually we do the short things.
Yeah.
But I've also seen people do the opposite and get like really long with it, which you don't want to do like every week in that case. But like people being like telling these stories about how they went to the studio and how they worked on the song and the magical moment. So there's these different angles you can hit at it. Whereas if you're trying to build like a relationship,
there's only one right answer to this question. What are you talking?
It depends what kind of artist you want to be though. Like if you want to have this super like close relationship with your fans, behind the scenes stuff, then like giving them more behind the scenes content, whether that's video or email, can be like part of that play. But also the longer it is, the less people are going to actually get through it. And if it's SMS, it has to be short, which is also good because it's easier. So yeah, in my opinion, it depends what artist you want to be.
No, that's so great. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Yeah, great to meet
See
you.
if Matt. I think Matt is collecting questions.
Yeah. Are we still in frame? Cool.
It's
Well,
yeah.
while we're here, here we go. Okay.
Let's do it.
Hey,
How you doing?
great.
My name is St. Joe Galactivators from Long Beach, California. I have a question. Being at NAMM and everything, we're always looking for sponsorships. And when you walk into a booth, what is the first step to saying, hey, we need some guitar strings? How do we get free stuff, but also showing your metrics? Like, what is the process? What do you recommend to do that?
That's a good question.
I've never been to NAMM, so
This
I've
is-
never
this is
had
her
to
first
approach.
time. So I've like personally, I don't know too many people I've guided through like the process of getting endorsed, but I do know a bunch of artists who are endorsed, and I've interviewed some on my channel, and every single one of them said that like it always started from a place of I've been using this brand for forever, and that's like it can never be like just about the free stuff.
Yeah.
So like if you like. And unfortunately, the bigger the company, the more difficult it's going to be to get their attention. Like if you just walk up to like, I don't know, Ernie Ball or something, they're huge. Whereas if you go to like a smaller string company, they're probably more likely to give you the time of day. But in terms of what they care about, it's they're trying to sell a product. So if you're like on stage or you're in music videos and getting kind of views, like I know YouTubers who get endorsed just off their views online, but other people who have like no online presence, but they have really good live numbers. That's all they care about. So, but it has to start from that place of like actually like your shit, and I want to use it. So unfortunately, I don't have more information on that. But
I have a similar experience. If you want to step in frame a little bit more, I know it's tight. I have always been on I've always had success when I'm with an artist, I'm working with an artist, and I see them drinking a whiskey before their show. And they're like, oh yeah, I always drink Evan Williams before I go out. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do a post about that. And so I like to approach it from basically what he's saying. They already endorse the brand, and we start aggressively posting about it more and more. Because ultimately these brands, they want it to be genuine. And they know with like artists, the fans can like sniff when you're not genuine, right? Like they know. Yeah. So they want to see that it's actually actively being used, and it's much more rewarding. Like if you go to them and you're like, hey, I want this, the offers are always bad. Yeah. But when you're already endorsing it and they're like, oh, more of that, then that's when there's like actual money involved and it does well. Okay. So. But
yeah, good point.
I've never thought about approaching one of these. Like I've never been to NAMM. I've never thought about just walking up and being like, "Hey."
Yeah, because we use so many different manufacturers when we do our live show, because we do a lot of improv freestyle. So we have, the RC505 looper, we have the K oscillator, we have all these products, and we want to use like the newer stuff. So it would be great to like utilize some of the newer, more advanced stuff that's maybe not out yet, and show it off to our audience so that they can get hyped about it. So that was more like that.
It's tough though for music gear, at least in my experience, because they know that your audience isn't their audience, right? So like
unless you have like a gear channel, like there's all those guitar channels where they make music,
where they know your fans are like musicians, like you're a musician's band, which you might be.
I might play guitar, so I watch a ton of like guitar fluencers, and they get stuff early for free. I mean, sometimes I have to ship it back, but they get to try it out and give ideas and give presets. So when you buy like a plugin, there's all these people that have presets in the plugin. Those are usually those guitar influencers you'll see. Or same thing for synthesizers and same thing for whatever.
Do you have any like brands or products that you use that is unmusic related? Like,
Well, right now we have a sponsorship by Savarez Strings because they just saw us last year. They're like, you're amazing, and they just shower us with free strings every time we go to their booth, and they're awesome because they
Nice.
nice little thing. And then basically everything else we use whatever is to us because we like to try it out, and so and we talk about it on our live stream, and we broadcast to over like about 10 to 30,000 people every time we go live on TikTok.
oh damn,
So it's just like, you know, I want to like help these brands out and help these up and coming brands.
that's the sell right there,
Yeah.
man. And there's, you know, if you have that level of gear, I could see music what you guys are doing. So,
awesome.
well, cool. Any other questions?
We were running ads for a while on our merch because we were focusing on the merch, and we kind of like put like $500 into it, and it was so and we want to focus more on using it for our music per se, and we're also going the organic route. What would you say, like, if you have a very small budget, is it worth like $50 of ads a month into it, or should we wait till we have a bigger budget where we can do like $50 a day and do it for like a 2-week kind of run?
Check specifically for like streaming and
Yeah, just showing our music, finding our audience, and getting people to put our song, maybe even like advertising our playlist that it's like, oh, this is all high vibe music and our song is the third down or something like that.
What are your numbers like now for streaming platforms?
We get about like 800 listeners per month on Spotify.
Okay, so you're streaming as kind of on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Rude way to
We were at like,
You're on the ground
No,
floor.
not to put it that way.
we were at 10 about 2 years ago, and then we started listening to everything Jesse Cannon says. And then he introduced all of us to y'all, and we've been following all y'all advice, especially on the My 4 Cents podcast. It's like geniuses.
Oh, thanks.
Everything you all say, it's like, I watch it every morning when we cook breakfast, just like go through it all. But what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean,
or just
so
wait until we have
the nice thing with where you're at is like any ad spend will probably make an immediate noticeable impact. But like when you have a new song come out, I'd probably try to give that like a concerted budget. Like this song is going to get $500 or whatever. And you're going to want to be kind of quick on the trigger finger for what songs you abandon. So like if you launch an ad campaign for a song and it's $1 a conversion, so that's like the per person driving the streaming, you might kill it after like $100. So launch a pretty low budget and then kill it quick. But if you launch it and it's like 20 cents and you see the stream per listener and the save rate is really good on Spotify and the followers growing really fast, that might be one that's going to be like a really big grower. You've probably seen this too, where it's very normal for an artist to have one song that 10x's their audience, and then the next 9, they kind of just hover. And then another blow up, and you kind of just want to find that song. And so that's why I usually recommend putting every song you drop. But the lower your budget, the more lean you have to be with like how quick you make that decision.
Would you, because I think we're talking about the same thing, but I put in the new songs, but when we're below 10K monthly listeners, I focus on cold ad, and every single new song, I add it to compete, but I let whatever song win. If I've got 15 different songs in there, all means that I'm gonna have a low cost ad at some point. And then later, I growth, those new songs, I always retarget those fans with the new song and then exclude them from the original one. So they're only seeing the new one. So sometimes I'll do that, especially early on though, like that cold ad, it's just a matter of whatever song is winning, let that song win. And it also informs you on your like social content. Like, oh man, this song is we got like 10 cents a conversion on this song. Like maybe we need to do more content around it and see what happens when we make more content on it.
If you find that winner, you might not release that next song so quick. Or if the song flops, you might
Like, we gotta get through this.
Like, oh, we had 60 pieces of content, but like the song flopped, let's just kind of move on, It happens.
Cool.
Excellent.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Give us the name of your band again.
Galactivators.
Heck yeah.
That's what I wanted. I was like, I wanted them to do the thing. I'm glad you did it. And you weren't here earlier, so he didn't do it. So yes.
Yeah.
But
What's
thanks.
the dog's name as well?
Princess Charlie.
Princess
Heck yeah.
Charlie.
Princess Charlie.
I'd say let's say, but
You
I
can't
don't
see it
think
on the camera. Oh, we can shift this way.
we're floating out.
Yeah. But
Cool.
thanks,
All
guys.
right, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Yes, keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Thank you. shift a little. I think.
You want to switch out?
Yeah, do you want to go work the room?
Yeah, I'll try to go get questions. Here, put this on too, because it's going to YouTube.
Okay.
Here, I don't know.
Do we have anybody
Still more?
else?
Here.
We got to keep shifting.
Can you?
Oh, he's back.
What's the edge?
Is it going to magnetize? There we go.
Okay, cool.
Right here.
Oh, yeah, do you want to come in? Yeah, tap in, bro.
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Steven. My artist name is Sunny Tui. I'm the my question is mainly ads. They had a campaign that this might actually be, I might actually win your advice on this too, but yeah, when you have a campaign that's not going well, so maybe like 0.7, 0.6 cents per or 60 cents, something like that.
Yeah.
It's been going for maybe like a month. When do you learn to just pull the plug? Like I find myself maybe iterating through 20, 30 different ideas before I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe it's just time to pull the plug, move on to something else, save the budget. And
Yeah.
What is your advice?
So the way we run campaigns at our agency is we kind of make the final call if we're going to kill something around the 2-week mark. And we never make the hard call. We like ask the artist, like, we think you should kill it because the song's not going well. And that's usually a combination of like either the cost is high, the engagement's bad, the streams aren't good, or whatever. But typically, you launch the campaign, like 3 to 4 days in, you have some idea of how it's going. And if it's going bad, you immediately go make new ad creatives. And maybe add some new audiences, but like nowadays it's all about the ad creatives. And so we typically start with 8 videos. And then at that 3 to 4 day mark, if it's sucking, we're gonna make 8 more, or maybe 12 more. And then we'll let that sit for another 3 to 4 days because meta needs time to learn. And then it's like that kind of like 1 to 2 week marks, and we're finally like, nothing's working. And at that point, it's like, it's got to be the song. We've tried different audiences. We've tried 16 to 24 videos, and the cost is still 70 cents. There is a matter, like, if your best performing campaign ever is 70 cents, everything else over $1, then for you, that might be great. And so there is a little bit of that. Like, I know some artists that, well, they're super stoked at 50-cent cost per conversion campaigns because that's the best they've ever done. But if you're normally getting 30, I would probably be quicker to kill.
Yeah.
So you can have more money for those better.
Yeah, generally speaking, I've been trying to kill them maybe after the past maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I've iterated through maybe 3 ad creatives for this particular one, so I'm just kind of like, I might just.
Yeah, but
and
yeah, that sounds like the time to kind of turn it off. Because like, I always try to view it as like, okay, I have 2 levers that I can really pull. I can pull the targeting lever, or I can pull the ad creative lever, right? So it's like, yeah, if you're testing upwards of 10 pieces of creative and you're not getting anywhere, and you also test at least 5 audiences,
Yeah.
like at that point, it's like, especially now that meta's like taken so much out, you know, it's like, okay, that's fine. But like, I just view, like, for me, that's the beauty of ads, is that I shot a video about this today. The beauty of ads is that like you can cut bait. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, this isn't working. Fine, I'm just gonna cut bait and save this money for another thing, and that's okay. Because also, like, just because a song doesn't work with ads doesn't mean it's bad, right? Because it's like, maybe it's really long and it just has a lot of parts, or maybe it's like, I don't know, something weird that you can't really figure out the audience on Facebook or whatever. And I feel like you got to roll with the punches a little bit.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that was my main question.
But yeah,
Cool.
Cheers,
Well,
Steven.
thanks,
I've been
man.
watching you since 2023. And then,
Hell yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Shit, man, dude. Yeah, great to meet you.
Do you want to ask a question? Yeah. Come on up, Alex.
Cool.
Scooch in a little bit.
Awesome. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hi.
Am I good to go?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you so much for everything you do. You guys help me out tremendously as an artist and as a marketer. My question is, as a very DIY project, we're filming stuff in our garage, and I feel is that we make everything, produce everything, mixed in one location with just the looks. How do I go about highlighting that in my content in a way that's not bragging or kind of inauthentically we made this in a garage when it's songs that we recorded 3 years ago. So it's how do we tell
Right.
that story?
So you mean like you guys record everything in the garage, you mix everything in the
Mix
garage,
everything.
master everything in the garage, you do your
Everything
content in
but
the garage.
mastering.
Okay.
All the content's there.
Do you guys have like a YouTube channel where you make like videos showing process, or like, are you on TikTok or Instagram? Do you make videos showing your process at all?
My struggle with that is these songs have been for about 2 years now that we're currently rolling out. So it's how do I go about telling that story when we didn't have the hindsight to grab that footage?
That is hard.
So I think do you still have the garage?
We do.
So just go shoot more content in the garage. And like, it's fine that like, oh, we did this 3 years ago. Like, I think it's more about being like shooting content in the space we recorded all the music. Or like, I don't know, doing performance videos in the garage. And like maybe like finding a way to sort of to dress up the location a little bit with like cool props or whatever. I can't remember the band, but like they were into monsters. And they had like a bunch of cool like monster masks around their rehearsal space, which kind of like when they posted rehearsal videos added to like the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's ways to do that where you're like, okay, what are like the things that tie into like our aesthetic? Let's buy like props and then just shoot content here and just occasionally highlight this is all a garage thing, like we're DIY as fuck.
I think, as somebody who owns 2 recording studios, one of the funniest things I see all the time is they didn't even record the record in our studio. They come in and film it and say, here we are recording it, and they fully bullshit it.
Interesting.
I would not be afraid to do that at all.
Okay.
In all reality, like, I remember years ago, I produced this record, that really big 5-star Rolling Stone record, and then I'm reading all of a sudden an interview with the band, and they're like, and we recorded it in a castle. And I'm like, my parents' basement, that's an apartment, is not really a castle if I've ever seen one. So, bullshit.
Set it up, bullshit it.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've actually been doing performance videos. It's kind of started from that. And now it's how do I highlight the space. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, dude.
That's awesome.
Sick. Awesome.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Cool.
I think I'm kind of in front of you. You might want to.
Okay. Yeah.
The edge is right here. So.
Hey.
I should record this.
Been listening to you for days. What's up? I'm super
I think I met you last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
how
to
you
see
doing,
you.
man? Okay. Hey, so I was listening about retargeting ads. You guys were talking about, I believe. Well, there's always talk about getting people to leave the platform. How hard it is to get people to leave the platform, right? It's hard to get people to leave Instagram. Nobody wants to leave Instagram.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're trying to sell a ticket for a show or stream or music video. But you guys were also talking about like a month before, if you have a separate ad. Thank you guys. A month before, if you have a separate ad that's maybe either like a direct, maybe it's brand awareness, or to like DSP, or to a music video, and then like that kind of like first ad, they might not necessarily leave the platform.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it's just like an ad to like grow your retargeting audience in preparation of retargeting for a show, right?
So yeah, well, like or like retargeting for a music video, or you know, like let's say I'm retargeting for a music video. I have a music video coming out soon. Let's say I'm retargeting for a music video and I want to get people to go off platform.
Yeah.
What is the best type of ad a month before that I can do to kind of like not necessarily incentivize is not the right word, but is it brand awareness? Is
like
streaming?
warm up the audience to get ready
audience
for that. I mean, I think a lot of the time you don't, if the ask is small, you don't have to like necessarily warm up the audience. You could kind of treat that new thing as like, this is the thing that's going to bring me those people, and then like the next time you do a thing, you can retarget those people. So you could, it doesn't always have to be like this dedicated thing. Like if, for example, if you're trying to promote a music video, you could run an ad where you tease it with video views, and then when it comes out, retarget them and drive them to the video. But I don't think you necessarily need to.
And then also with targeting, do you target by geographic location? Or like, I know that now things change in Facebook ads where you guys said you can't you know, you can't say like, oh, if you're a fan of Queens of Stone Age and Cody Cambria, but you don't like my shit. You can't do that anymore.
You have to go way more broad with the interest targeting, but it's still. I mean, I'll let you chime in on this too. It's still been good enough. So like, if I want to target like, progressive rock stuff, I don't think you can target progressive rock, even the genre anymore. I might be wrong, but like you can target just a bunch of rock stuff, and that's good enough. Because like Meta's AI is gonna just try everything, and then whatever sucks, they'll avoid, and whatever does good, they'll do. But like it's like your video is kind of the target, so it's gonna track the right people, check the wrong people. So their AI just figures it out. But you can still do the geo targeting. So like if you're warming up an audience for a show, which I think is like an example of like a big ask, getting people to come out and like spend money is like a big thing.
Yeah.
That's something kind of like running out ahead of time, warming up an audience, and then retarget like geo.
And can you do it by city or do you do it by?
You can do it by like you can do it by pinpoints. You can say like people live 10 miles around this spot.
Oh, what?
Generally for show ads, I go about 25 miles out, except like New York City or Mexico City, where I kind of tightened it in. But like the other thing is, I think that there's a lot of hullabaloo about like heating people up with ads before trying to sell to them, and it seems like a lot of money for like something that doesn't matter that much, because it's like.
You mean heating people up?
Yeah, like, because if you're optimizing for conversions, you're optimizing for conversions. Like, you're getting the people who actually give a shit. And so, like, it's and like, the AI can kind of figure that piece out. You know, you're just giving it, like, vague instructions. There was another part of the question. Anyway, yeah, the point being...
Well, getting them to leave the platform
yeah, but,
is the hard part.
But that's why you optimize for conversion ads, because that essentially optimizes for the people most likely to leave the platform.
So maybe people that have left before.
Yeah, and that's why, because like basically you put your pixel on it, which like helps you build data or whatever, and good things come out of that, because now you're able to optimize for specific actions. And that's what we do all the time. Let's go smile at the camera.
I know. I've been following the show. I've been following since for probably like 2 years, 3 years. In 2023, 2021, I bought an editing PC to start editing at home. But and I did for a whole year short form content around a lot of the dissections. Like I think there was like categories in your content sheet where there was like BTS. There was
the 10 temples,
yeah, the temples. I did those, and my work situation changed where they mandated us to go back in the office, and so now I can't fucking edit. Fucking sucks. So I have to buy like a laptop. I have this editing PC I spend all this money on, just letting just and like I got a family at home, I got kids and a wife and shit. I got the honeymoon just like home. It's easiest to do stuff during work hours because I can get my work done pretty quick, and then I can just get into editing. You know what I mean? But yeah, the plan is to get another laptop and then like get some ads going.
I'm stoked that you pointed at me instead of Andrew for that.
Well, I've been talking to all you guys. I've been watching the show forever.
The one thing I will say to your first point is, a thing I've become convinced of is our brains are programmed for lust, and we love the lead up to things. And so think about promoting before the song is out. But when we think about it, those 1 month, 2 months of impatience.
That's too hard. Yeah.
Well, the 1 to 2 months of impatience. Just like the impatience we have to get the ball rolling before release.
A week later.
It's just, it doesn't convert well. It's usually a very bad conversion.
So it's better to just optimize
for later
from the jump.
The other thing we have to remember is we're now in an era where everybody's promoting music of songs that are 9 months, a year old. When you go on the Viral 50 now, last week there was 9 songs that were over 9 months old on the Viral 50 chart. So old songs, and the songs that keep getting promoted that after they have proof of concept, those are songs that blow up right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So I had one of my songs not blow up, but for me, all of a sudden in Germany and Amsterdam, this is like a year and a half ago, October 2024. I had a song jump up to like 5,000 streams out of nowhere, and you start going crazy. And it's crazy. I don't have a lot of Spotify emailed me and they accused me of using bot farms, streaming pink. My streams, and they gated all the streams that were going to go to my tiny 0.006 cents piggy bank. You know, how do you deal with that?
I know you know this one.
Take a little clip line back. Well, so what often happens from that is there's these playlist scams where they go around marketing their playlist services, which are just bots, by adding random artists to their playlist. So you'll wake up one day and you'll see this big spike. Usually, like let's say there'll be 1,000 listeners, but there'll be 5,000 streams. There might be more egregious, like 50 listeners, 5,000 streams. And it's just from this random playlist that's like, they're hoping you'll go into Spotify artists and they'll see, oh, I get all these streams to this playlist. And you go to the playlist and there's an email to contact. And then that's how they make money, because then they'll sell you more promotion. So in terms of like, how do you not get in trouble for that? The reality is you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Kind of. There is like a reporting tool that Spotify added way too late. But if you go, you'll have to Google. They don't make it easy to find. But if you Google like Spotify playlist reporting tool, there's a thing where you can you enter your Spotify artist profile, you enter the playlist, and then you can report it. And ideally, you would do that, contact your distributor and contact Spotify support, and then screenshot everything, so that when later you get in trouble, you can say, I literally told you guys about this. And the thing that sucks is if you're with a big distributor, or what Jesse calls what do you call the DistroKid CD Babies?
A la carte distributors.
Yeah, an a la carte distributor that works with everyone, like a DistroKid, a Muse, CD Baby.
Yeah, I mean, DistroKid.
You're kind of just another number. Lovely. And their customer support's not going to be that great a lot of the times, but that's really the only way you can protect yourself, and it's a huge problem at Spotify that we all complain about regularly.
Are there there's Spotify for artists? Is there the equivalent for Apple Music?
Oh yeah.
There's Apple, there's Amazon, there's Pandora, AMP, YouTube Studio. If you link your YouTube Music and your YouTube thing to make an official artist channel, you'll YouTube Studio. But Apple Music for artists and Amazon Music for artists.
Let me ask you.
Well, I want to say real quick, I meet with these reps a lot, and all of these people who have built these Amazon artists, and Apple artists, they're trying so hard to let artists know and failing so much. And I don't know why, but every time I meet with them, they're like, why doesn't anybody know? These artists don't know we exist. And I tell them, and I know this is a controversial opinion, but put the numbers on Apple Music and the artist will give a shit about you. Because honestly, that's the fight. We know that when numbers are on Spotify and we share it with a promoter, that they can read, okay, how is this artist doing? So you're not checking Apple Music for artists and Amazon and Pandora. I mean, you should go check it, but the data is kind of pointless when you can't use it to leverage something,
Okay.
Anyways, that's my take.
Let me ask.
What was your other question?
Other question. So for ads for YouTube, let's say you have a music video, and because there's YouTube Music and that's a streaming platform in itself, I've noticed that because of a previous music video that I had out, that on the YouTube Music platform, I'm showing a lot more. I'm showing a corresponding number of streams to the music video views. Is that a thing between the video app and YouTube Music? Does it automatically connect?
They typically do. So when you link your YouTube Music account and your YouTube channel, make that official artist channel, any videos you upload with the song in it will start to count towards the YouTube Music views. The problem is sometimes the videos don't link properly.
The YouTube Music streams won't count on the YouTube video views.
Exactly.
Or vice versa.
Vice versa, right? So if let's say you have the song on YouTube Music and it has 10,000 streams, and then you have the music video that has 100,000 views, the YouTube Music will show 110,000 plays.
Okay.
But the music video won't show, it'll only show that 100,000. But that's assuming you linked you made your official artist channel, as they call it.
Okay.
Which usually you can do through your distributor, like DistroKid.
Yeah.
If you're using
I don't want to say I'm using DistroKid because they're not union anymore, Jesse, sorry.
But a lot of the big distributors make it easy to make that official artist channel.
Is that the Vivo thing?
That's separate.
Okay.
I think Vivo sucks. Isn't a waste of time.
Okay.
Jesse agrees.
Okay, all right, for sure.
But you should link your YouTube official artist channel for sure.
Okay.
Because then all the people that follow you on music follow you on YouTube and vice versa.
Okay, for sure. Hell yeah. Love the show, guys. I was listening to the interview yesterday where you had that dude who says I use AI, where I run my stems in there and I let them like go crazy with it, and then we learn it and then bring it back, and then I was icky.
So that's really interesting to hear.
Gross.
So, and he was kind of a weird
And
interview for me because I sat down with him and he told me how he does it, and I'm very anti-AI as well. But it was kind of intriguing how he used it for
You
inspiration.
told me I did that on a few releases, so I gotta go back and replace all that art now.
But yeah, that's interesting to hear because I was like, how do you feel about it as a tool? Where it's not the byproducts, it's not the end game, but you're using it to get an idea of what you want the production to be. But I still think that's the fun part.
Yeah.
I still think like getting into the studio and figuring that out.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, but I can't afford that. And I'm like, well,
No.
fair. So I guess, I don't know.
No, it's just like no, dude, just like record some voice memos on your phone. Like, ask your jam buddies when they can get together, plan a session.
Yeah.
Bounce ideas off of those things that you
That's
saved.
the fun part.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
yeah.
It's not, or like email them the thing, which I like, that takes more time, a lot of time. Yeah, I have lazy band members who don't, they wouldn't do that.
And that's his problem.
Yeah, that's his problem. It's like, just go like set up the time, like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, like get in the room, like
Yeah.
banging out, jamming out. I felt icky. I was like, yeah, no.
He's gotten, and it's funny, he's a friend of mine, we've been
And I
texting.
use
He's like, people
AI
really
art
hate
for
this, and I was
guy
like,
on
yeah.
old releases.
Never. That's honestly, that's my red line. Is if you use it as a tool, which Nashville does, like songwriting in Nashville.
Yeah.
They will take it and they will throw it through 5 different types of versions. Like they'll write a song, they'll throw it through Suno, get a bunch of versions,
Nashville
so they
guys.
can pitch Nashville
But
guys.
the Nashville guys are crazy good. And they're all theory and they all
Well,
know that numbers
and again,
are like,
they're
hey-yo!
using it to just pitch, right? So they're sending it to like, Chris Stapleton, and they're like, well, not Chris Stapleton because he writes all his own shit, but they'll send it to a big artist, and
They don't want to put in the time if they're just going to get shut down anyway.
how much money they spend on session players
Okay.
just to get a sound together to pitch it, because they're not sending just like little noodly, where we just
My
wrote.
wife was just asking today if Taylor Swift gets a Grammy for songwriting on a song where there's like 15 songwriters on it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they
Yeah.
get the Grammy?
Well, they do. I'm fucking this up.
Damn it.
They do, but artists at Taylor could like not have a single thing to do with writing a song,
Yeah.
but because she puts it out, she will demand a songwriter's credit on it, and that happens a lot too.
Orion is Charlie Harding from Switch Top Pop did an amazing episode on this show.
And Jesse's favorite content creator, Rick Beato, did a video on this.
gonna see if I could, like, put this on
he
the
talks about how
microphones.
Sabrina Carpenter's big hits recently, she probably didn't write like any of it, but she would have demanded that she has her songwriting credit. And no one knows what
It's
actually
like
happened.
Jack Antonoff does it all, doesn't he?
Well, we don't know. We're not in the room with them. One of the biggest found is when you speculate upon this stuff, like one of the funniest
Somebody said
things I
Potato
would
Cam
see,
Live.
especially with female artists, is I produce the song and the artist would do a ton of work, and I'd go on the internet and be like, Jesse wrote it all. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, people make up stories. There's this saying called change a word to a third that is very real. But really, reality is we can never know.
So just as you all know, the mics they're holding are not the main mics. We're trying to fix it to where they are.
Well, it's been awesome, guys.
Yeah.
I definitely am going to be getting some ads together. The reason why we use AI art at all is my bass player hasn't had a real job for like ever. He was like a Instagram art person for small businesses in Santa Monica for years. So he never had a real job, but he always had his clients dropping off. They'd only pay for 3 months of work or a month of work and disappear. He has no car.
Story of my life, dude.
I always, like, whenever we're trying to do a music video, we're renting a location on Peer Space, like, yo, it's gonna be like $1,200. Split it 3 ways. And he's like, whoa, I can't, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And it was like out of nowhere every time for mixing costs. He would always freak out, never had no money, so the AI art thing in the beginning.
And that's my buddy's point, is that he's got a full-time job. And it's interesting because his job is AI, but he was just like, I'm making music in a way I never before, and I feel good about it. I feel good about, and I think not everybody the jam session. See, but I like the jam session. He might not. Some people might just want to write a song. They have a vision for it. It helps them paint a picture. I mean, he would go to the studio and he would give that AI version to the drummer, and the drummer was like, "I like this. I don't like this. I'm just going to do my own thing, but I get where you're going." Right? And I think that makes sense for some people. I don't know. I'm trying to see both sides of it. I'm not trying not to be like very one-sided about it.
Yeah. I can understand that. I mean, I'm married, 3 kids, mortgage,
Yeah.
full-time job.
I don't even do music anymore. I've been contemplating it.
Keep 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It's fucking gnarly. Like when it rains, my fucking yard turns into a rainforest. So I get it, but like. So,
Cool.
but awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah,
Appreciate
Could
you.
we, could we clip this one here like I did here?
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Can we just donate?
Yeah, dude. What's your name again?
Super Mega Mondo.
Super Mega Mondo.
Yeah.
Dude, can you send me your music? My phone is right there. It sucks. Give me music. I'm putting a playlist together
Yeah.
of all my NAMM acts.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm
Super
in
Mega
Riverside.
Delights.
I'm like 40 minutes from here.
Well, I'm in Nashville, so I'm
I know,
like
I know
1,400 miles from
I know
here.
you're never out there. I know. You live in SoCal.
He's in
I
Massachusetts.
was in Massachusetts.
I thought he lived in SoCal too.
Why do you think I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt
Yeah.
in winter?
yeah.
Massachusetts boy.
Yeah. Wicked hot.
Wicked hot. Wicked hot over here.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to
Cool,
you soon.
dude. Thanks so much,
Awesome.
dude.
See ya. Well, this is fun, and we got more people coming in.
You should just grab people and start
Just
asking.
grab people.
I'll do an intro
back.
of Tommy.
We got a squish.
Tommy's an amazing musician.
good.
He
I've been
makes
in for a while.
really cool
Yeah, you have.
electronic
Tap out.
music
Okay.
under macro, micro. Yeah, Tommy's stuff is amazing. Tommy, you have a question?
I didn't have one prepared, but thankfully Matt prepped me that I should, so I kind
Always.
of quickly thought of something, but it actually is legit. So as you mentioned, I do like experimental electronic music, which is a genre that's not very known for putting your face forward, thinking of Boards of Canada, Autech, or Aphex Twin in his own way, because he just hides behind his crazy face. With especially like everything now, the CEO of Instagram saying, hey, like we want to have more raw content, more kind of face forward things. Whereas my project, it's like, okay, I'm willing to do have to, but I really need to find a way to kind of subvert that or make it weird, or
Yeah.
any advice as to how you might go about that?
So one of the most interesting things is TikTok is telling creators the opposite, to go more polished, to go more produced. So it's super, super interesting that like they're gonna go in divergent streams against each other and do different things. And so on the one side, that's because they want each creator creating for their own platform. But really the thing I would say is that like at the end of the day, they're gonna keep sharing whatever actually pops off. And if you dream up good stuff and it does well in the algorithm, they're not gonna suppress it just for that. They're just gonna boost the stuff that they wanna see more of.
Yeah, okay.
I would also say that different fan bases respond to different things. And I think especially if you're doing something a little more DIY and stripped down, people are going to react to that positively in that DIY community. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's like lean into that if that's who you are. It's like how I do it with Bacon Spits. As Jesse describes it, looking like I'm in a hostage situation. But like, guess what? It works. It makes people realize like, oh, this motherfucker's DIY as fuck. You know, like I'm seriously considering getting a ridiculous tattoo to help prove that.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is what it is sometimes. It's okay, we're a DIY band, do it DIY style, don't overthink it. Yo, Andrew or Dustin? Andrew, which one of you has the lapel pin?
It's on.
There's one here?
Yeah.
This one?
Oh, it's on that.
You get
Okay.
this?
No,
Yeah.
I clipped it on the other one too.
Oh, okay.
You took it off?
Yeah.
I'll do it on myself. But yeah.
Awesome. Nice. And then can I piggyback off that?
He needs that.
Oh, you need that?
That's why I'm pointing this at you.
Can I piggyback off that?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So basically, as I'm kind of trying to do higher, effort content stuff, but it's going to be unsustainable to try to keep it up. And I want to find a way to be able to mix and match. Is it going to be kind of weird to have kind of like series of things that are polished, then things that aren't, or no?
So
Okay,
Jesse
cool.
has this video that I did, an incredible video where I pointed a cigar at it and nodded my head.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 tiers of content, right? There's like
Yeah.
your most low tier stuff that's like bad live video with studio, like Chapel Roan, like going off on a comment or, you know, or whatever. And then you have sort of the mid tier stuff, which is like better live footage, DIY type stuff like you're talking about. And then you have like the really, really high tier stuff where like you're paying a bunch of money to go into a content room to do the thing. Most artists have a blend. You can have a blend. No one's gonna get mad if you have a blend. And also, like, it's fine to focus on the easy stuff because that's what's gonna not burn you out. Fucking go for it.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Great to see
appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, great to see you too, man.
Yeah.
Let's.
Oh, sorry, I took that.
Andrew's idea was clever to flip these on his bikes.
Yeah.
Hold this. Greg. Oh, did we lose Greg? Or lose it? I forget that guy's name.
Just trying to figure what you guys
Sure.
are saying.
Sorry, I
Can
just-
you flip these and I'm gonna get a question taker?
Well, I have to. Yeah, hold on.
Hi, flip this onto this mic. What? Flip that onto that mic. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. I don't know where the crew is, but.
I actually did this earlier, so
Yeah.
I can. You want to make an impromptu appearance?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
yeah, I
chat it.
shoved it in there.
Oh, you shoved it inside?
I just put it inside.
Where's the line? I used to have a marker. Am I good? Am I good on the other one? So, Jesse, how's your NAMM going?
I'm tired.
You're tired.
My back's already hurting, and it's only day one. That's not good.
Nice. Say,
Jesse, nice to meet you. Anybody, if you're watching this, you should sign up for his member program because it's absolutely incredible. It has changed my life.
Come in.
We-
Come in.
What was that? Oh, come in? Sorry. How are we doing this? Are we good?
This is good. We're cozy. Yeah.
Okay. We did go from like literally 4,000 followers to like almost 20,000 in a year because of his membership and the My Point 4 Cents podcast.
wow.
If you have not paid attention to either of those, you are losing right now. Fix that. Okay? Yes. Anyways, the question that we had, we have very different images in our band, and it's become a huge issue because we have a drummer who. Whoop. So I'm going to re-ask the question because sometimes things happen and that's life. We have very. 2 for 2. Can we get a third? Can Andrew Southworth cross over this and make it 3 for 3? Can we do it? Amazing. I learned everything I know about meta ads from Andrew Southworth. I am going to plug everyone on this podcast. That's it. No, the question that I have is our image is drastically different in our band. I'm in all black all the time, pretty much, some semblance of gray. Quasi is a colorful delight, and the rest of our band varies a lot. Our drummer loves cargo shorts and a t-shirt, and we're trying to hone in on our image. And a constant question has kind of become, well, how important is image? How do we start aligning it? Like, that's kind of our big struggle right now.
So I have watched some yell at bands about this before.
Yeah.
And one of the more interesting things, like you'll get like, and I don't want to assume things with the cargo shorts one, but it sounds like that's a very diametrically opposed to what Quessy enjoys doing with his life. And so what you kind of do is you kind of try to get the lowest common denominator in the middle a bit, and you try to, or then find commonality. So a good like example, if I was like fashion styling you, which you definitely don't want me to do, but I've dated enough fashion stylists to know this idea, is that like, let's say, you know, the way that you're wearing something like this.
Yes.
We might want to put something like that on Quessy. We want to get something that unifies the look overall.
Absolutely.
And like find things that you could do. Like, you know, a good example is, I remember there was this band that they really did not look like they should even know each other. But like just wrapping, not in a Nazi way, but like a little ribbon around here, it all of a sudden unites the look.
We appreciate that with 2 Jewish members in the band.
Yes. One would hope. Matt?
I think the other thing is it's okay to lean into the diversity as long as everybody sort of quote unquote looks like they're in a band.
Like there's a certain semblance of uniformity or like it matches,
Yeah, but
so to
also
speak.
just like if you all are like dressed well and
Yes.
like in a cool way,
Yeah.
that really facilitates things, right? I think the issue comes when one dude like just dresses like shit and like
Yeah.
the other dude is dressed like Quessy, and it's like
You do
know,
dress fantastically,
No, but
Quizzy.
I think his look is subtle. But you know, like I think it's more about just like uniformly looking pro, and then realizing, okay, we have like a grunge guy, we have a, I don't know how to describe this, regalia.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier.
You know, but like that's fine too, and then you can kind of create content highlighting each of the things.
Like having the individuality, but having
Yeah,
a certain kind
you
of
know,
like uniformity in that.
There's a certain like boy bandness to it. No,
Sure.
but like seriously, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like that brings it together.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but we have a shared mission, we have a shared vision for the band as a whole.
Sure.
So how do we tie into that?
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
God
that.
bless.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you, Quest. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Trust me, I have other questions I can ask, but I can also tell you the member feed. So.
Do we want to get?
Awesome.
Oh, yo, Dave, do you have a question?
I don't have a question, but I want to say thank you. I appreciate your tips and extra.
God bless.
I do
Thank
have
you.
a question for Matt.
Yeah,
go
let's
for it.
go.
Another one.
I lost the rest of my back.
Yeah, we're gonna give Jesse a break here, folks. So you've lived in a lot of different places, and that's one thing that I've noticed is like obviously, well, in a good way. Like I know France,
No, I have lived in a
Norway,
lot
the
of
U.S.,
different places. Germany,
Germany,
London.
Yes. Oh, you in London?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. My family lived there for a bit as well.
Wales.
Anyways, where have you not been? Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. When it comes to marketing across different continents, how would you go about it as one band from like a different continent? Like we're a US band, but we just started getting a little bit of attention in a couple different European places. So like Germany, the UK, we just started to see a little bit in France. And I have no idea how to promote to these people at all. And I'm trying to learn, like, should I start thinking about meta ads? Is there a certain platform that's like different? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And we've talked about in the future, want to be able to play those festivals, grow out there, be something more than just like the kind of regional band we currently are.
Okay.
I'm also gonna give this to him so he can talk.
If you're in the global West in rock music, really most mainstream types of music, the marketing is relatively consistent.
Sure.
As long as you're in the global West. When you start talking about Japan, when you start talking about Saudi, when you start talking about Africa, it depends on the part of Africa too.
Sure.
That's very different.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, just keep
Based on what you're saying, like you're focused on global West. That's great. We love it. We're gonna do that. I think the ad stuff really helps. You know, I think the key with Europe is to go early and go often.
Okay.
You know, I think people don't understand, like, if you want to break your band in Europe, you have to go 3 times in 18 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, just straight up.
Just okay.
And,
No.
you know, but, like, I feel like don't overthink those pieces and then realize, you know, as the audience is built, like, yeah, maybe you could do an ad only in German. I'm doing that for someone right now.
Yeah.
You know, or an ad only in Spanish, right? Like, you can cater to those cultural things, but realize that's probably not as life-changing as you think, and like, don't worry about that piece too much until it is like, they're genuinely huge in Germany, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a different animal, so you lay that down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Cool. Who else do we got? We're answering questions. We're taking names. Who are these people? Let's go talk to these people.
Those are friends of mine.
Oh, those are
that
friends
guy
of
right
yours?
back there is a
Oh,
friend
they
of
got
mine.
scared that I pointed at them.
No, I can get it if you want me to.
Okay.
Would you like me to get him?
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
He's in a really good math course.
Oh, fuck. He loves math course. I'm
I
considering
can call him
giving,
right now. His name is Mark.
I
considering,
really like that question. That's a really great question.
I tried.
if I give you my credit card, will you buy me a chai latte and yourself whatever you want?
What chai latte?
Yes, please. And you,
Milk or-
you can buy yourself whatever you want. Also, if you could get me a water.
We can talk to. I mean, you can come over.
Oh. We lost the microphone.
You lost the microphone.
Well, we have these like little mics on here, and one is completely gone.
Are these just prop mics?
No, these are real mics.
Oh, those are
It's just that we have it's under there. Clever. That's actually clever.
That's pretty.
So,
That's pretty next.
I figured we invite our sometimes occasional co-host.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go this way. Sorry.
Scooch,
Yeah, all right.
scooch.
But how's it going, Ryan?
Surviving.
This is Ryan.
Shooty.
Shooty. God.
Close.
Hey,
Swing and a
I only
miss.
met you once, so
That's
give
okay.
me a pass on this
That's
one.
okay.
But promoter, talent buyer, right?
All of the above.
Yeah. Booking agent,
Aren't
manager,
they the same
talent
thing?
buyer.
Aren't
Yeah.
all those things the same thing?
Oh, not quite. Common misconception, though. You know, that's one of the things that I really wish people in the industry would pay more attention to. You know, if you want to be taken seriously as a band and you're talking to music industry professionals and you're using the term agent interchangeably
Dude.
for like every job description, it's
Well,
not a good look.
I make it worse because I have a marketing agency, but I'm like, I work at an agency. They're like, who you book? And I'm like, I don't book anybody, but you work at an agency.
So you're part of the problem. You're perpetuating the problem.
I also think part of the problem is that you go and you get like a big league agent who's like very plugged in, like a big league booking agent who's very plugged in, and that guy really believes in you, or you just meet him and you just hear him talking. That guy can like flick a lot of switches. And it can feel like, oh, my booking agent is doing everything, even if that booking agent was literally just like, go hire Dustin for the creative direction, go hire Matt for ads. And so it feels like one guy is doing it when it's really like, no, they're just plugged in. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions there, yeah. I'm trying to fix that. I try to educate people, but
Didn't you say we were gonna like write a book or something called Everybody's a Manager? Like it shouldn't. That should be because it's so true, man. It's like, what do you do for this artist? Well, I got one guy. He's an agent, but he's also my manager. He's my marketing guy, but he's also my manager. Yeah. I know this talent buyer in town, but he's also a manager.
Well, I think part of where that comes from is like when you're a smaller band, just because you don't have the finances and the backing to like have all of those different roles and all those different positions, that doesn't mean that those things don't have to get done.
Yeah.
And so usually especially if you have somebody who's working on actively developing your band and building it, they have to wear all the different hats in order to move the thing forward. Either that or they have to teach the band to do it, or they have to hire out to find people who can fill those roles until the band gets big enough where they can get actual management and get an actual agent.
Well, and it's also this thing of like, if you're an early agent or early something for an artist, you believe in them and you're like, it's kind of the fun bit. It's like, I'm going to do what I can for this artist because I believe in them and I want them to succeed.
Oh, dude, I think that's part of the reason why every agent and manager, for the most part, has like a passion project band, like a band that they really believe in, that they're very stoked about, that isn't really much of anything yet. But they're just like, okay, I really believe in the music. I really believe in the people. I think this can go somewhere. I just have to wear a whole bunch of hats until I can get it to the point where I can plug in the rest of the pieces.
Yeah.
You know?
Until they do it for years and get burned out and you're like, I can't.
It's like, I'm not dealing with this small ass band anymore.
And then the band starts to question. What was it we were talking about the other day? Some artist, some manager their act wanted to monitor every email the manager sends out.
Yep.
And the manager was like, I don't get paid. And he didn't like that I sent out an email to this person without letting him know. So now he wants to monitor and vet every email I send before I send it. And oh no, it was a music industry post on industry subreddit. And everybody was like, fire that artist. Like, what? No, that is insane. Like, that is not a normal thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of comes along with the territory of like, if you're an artist, you have to trust your team to do their jobs.
Yeah.
Because like the way that I always put it is every single band that I work with are fully capable of booking an entire US run by themselves. I'm part of the equation because they've reached a point where they have too much stuff on their plate to handle it themselves, and they recognize that they need somebody else flipping those switches and trying to make things happen for in the industry for them. And if they didn't trust me to do my job, if they were trying to micromanage every portion of it, what's the point of having me to begin with?
Yeah, right? Like, just do it yourself.
Right, exactly. And it's like, sure, there are some bands out there that can do the entire thing themselves, but those are very, very, very rare. Like, it reaches a point where there aren't enough hours in the day to acquire all the skill sets that you need to be able to really do this at a high level. And they're
And even if you did somehow magically acquire all those skill sets as a band,
It's a manpower thing.
Yeah, it's a manpower thing. There aren't enough hours in the day to get everything done that you need to get done. And so it's I think that there comes a point where bands need to step out of the DIY world and recognize that there's a much larger ecosystem, there's a much larger industry at play. And it's okay to pay people to do things when you need to. It's okay to recognize that you're overloaded. It's okay to recognize that, hey, my band has reached a point where instead of me having to acquire these new skill sets or do this new thing or take on this new task, I can hire somebody to go do it for me, and then I get all those hours back, and I can reinvest that into business, into building and growing the band.
Yeah, they're truly like entrepreneurs, and
Right.
they don't realize it yet. I have this conversation so much. There's one guy I'm talking to, he does everything himself, and he's doing extremely well. Like, he's gotten his numbers to almost 500,000 monthly listeners.
Right.
He's not touring a lot, but he's got a huge online presence, and he's just like, I don't know what to do next. I'm busy, and I'm like, hire somebody. It's like,
Yeah.
but then I got to pay them, and I'm like, dude.
But then you get those hours back.
Yeah, you get those hours back. Well, what would you do with those hours? Well, I'd do this. Do you think it would make you more money? Yeah. You think it would take you to the next level? And I think it's that loss leader situation. Dude, thank you so much. That loss leader, like that gap. Even entrepreneurs I know, I used to work with guys that were terrified of that gap. Like, yeah, we're going to lose money for a little bit, but like next year, we're going to be in a much better space if we do it right. That's it, and it's scary. It's scary to be an entrepreneur, but that's what artists are.
Oh, 100%. It's, I mean, the other reality that, especially the punk grind metal worlds that I mostly function in, it's getting bands to wrap their heads around the fact that it's realistically in 2026, bands are content creators, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. They're competing for people's time, attention, and energy in the same sphere as like the kid flipping bottles or like the chick playing video games or whatever it is. And it's like, if you don't wrap your head around that and start embracing it and getting involved in that ecosystem, it's your band isn't going to go nearly as far as it could. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be making content that's unrelated to the art and unrelated to the music. It just means that you need to acquire the skill set and you need to push it further. And a lot of the artists that I work with, they have a very difficult time with that. And the way that I put it to them is like, hey, when you first started playing an instrument or when you first started recording, it was clunky and it was awkward and it didn't feel natural. And content is going to be the same way. You have to get to a point where you're practicing it, you're working on it consistently, and eventually it's going to become an organic extension of the art that you're already making.
That's the part that it's hard to get through, but it's like, what if it was art? Like, what if you take that leap? All of a sudden, we're talking about something else.
Yeah.
And it's just, they got to put, but so many artists will be like, well, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just play shows and do it that way. And that's certainly a way to do it. But then you're competing with movies, right? You're competing with other outside activities, right? No matter what you're doing, you're competing with more than just music.
Well, the way that I always put it is like, look, if you're playing a show, you're on that stage from 30 minutes to an hour, max. There are 23 other hours in the day that your fan base isn't engaging with what you're doing. And if the only thing that you're doing is playing shows, posting about the shows, posting about the tours, you're not giving the audience an opportunity to really dig in. And like the big thing that I tell the bands that I work with is like, look, when you think of the biggest bands in the world, when you think of Metallica, you don't just think of Metallica, you think of those 4 individual people. When you think of Megadeth, you think of Dave Mustaine. Like, you think of actual names, not just the band. And so if you want to build a fan base that really connects with you and brings your band and pushes your band forward to that next level, you need to let them into your world, and you need to get comfortable opening up and being raw and real with that fan base and connecting with them on a level beyond just what's happening on the stage.
Well, and artists, the world, like being in an artist's world, and I think sometimes that's such like a lofty, weird thing to talk about,
world
but
building.
It's world building.
Yeah.
And
you're building your community around it.
You can do fun things with that. You can have villains.
Right.
You can have heroes. You can have things happen in your world. We were talking about one artist, I forget his name, Jesse was talking about Chase something, where he's got a Discord, and when he gets haters, he posts it to his fans in his Discord, and then they all go after that guy in the comments, which is kind of toxic. But he's building a world and a cult following in a way to engage them.
Yeah.
And it works. But yeah, so it's I like this idea that like you can go online and it does help the shows. And it's interesting because I work with one artist who they're working with us because they have a deficiency in their online, but they've been around forever and they've always done live gigs. And so they only have 200 or 300,000 monthly listeners. They're a successful artist with a couple of hit songs, but listenership, but they sold 2 nights out at the Ryman, where they have built that, but they're like, why isn't it exploded? I mean, it's like, because you're not, like, people maybe, right? Like, you don't exist otherwise, which is not good.
They're not building it out.
Yeah.
And like that's the other big point is like, it costs so much more time, effort, and energy to tour than it does to build your band online.
Oh, yeah.
Like the easiest way to build something and make it big is to do it online first and then take it to the stages. And if you're just completely ignoring that entire side of the equation, you're not functioning on all cylinders. You can't really make it happen. Like the way that I always put it is like, you have 2 different columns, column A and column B. And column A is content around, I refer to it as album content. It's the album itself, the lyrics, anything that you're posting about the album, interviews, playthroughs, all of that kind of stuff that has to do directly with the album itself. Column B is tour content or live content. And it's the tour poster itself, it's any promotional materials pushing and promoting the tour, and then it's all the behind the scenes footage of the band dinking off at gas stations, behind this backstage, all that kind of stuff, all the videos of the band playing live. So in order for a band to be functioning on all cylinders, those 2 columns have to add up to 100%. And so there's some bands that are going to pull 70% from column A and only 30% from column B. And then there's other bands that are going to pull 10% from column A, 90% from column B. And as long as those are matching up and you're being consistent with your content and you're constantly giving your fans to latch onto, your band's going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, the momentum's going to be there.
But if there's a deficiency there between one, if you're just like, oh, well, this band isn't playing a lot of live shows right now, they're not touring a lot, you have to be putting more into column A.
Yeah, 100%.
With the material, so it's, and I think that like, I've had a lot of success explaining to bands just, hey, these 2 need to be in balance. And like, I don't care what the ratio is, but it needs to be consistent. And if you're not pulling enough content from those 2 columns to where we're sitting around scratching our heads going, gee, we got to post something this week. What are we going to pull from?
Dude,
it's like that means that something's not working right.
Yeah, either that or be doing, I used to work with a band called Eddie 9 Volt, and they're crushing it right now. Oh, let's, well, you know what? Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, here we go. Come in frame.
We got Cecilia. Thank you, Ryan, for your contribution. Okay. Hi.
My question.
Yes.
My Instagram feels stagnant.
Your Instagram feels stagnant. What are you doing on your Instagram right now?
I was posting stuff that I was making, but it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere.
We lost a lapel pin.
Is everything okay?
We lost a lapel pin. Yo, Duck. Ryan, do you guys have the other lapel pin?
It's in the mic.
Oh, it's in the mic. Oh,
in the mic.
Okay, sorry.
I was
okay.
panicking earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, sorry. So So what are you doing on your Instagram right now?
So I'm comparing it to TikTok because I
Sure.
finally did something on TikTok and something finally got like 500 likes, which is cool. I've never had that. But on Instagram, I don't know what to post actually. So
Okay. Are you posting the same content on Instagram as you are to Reels? Okay. That was like, I appreciate you trying. I appreciate you trying.
I guess so. Part of it. It's very opposite.
Next time we need to bring like traffic cones.
I'm going to save it for talking in front of the camera. But so on TikTok, I was starting to do these kind of things. Yeah. And that's working on TikTok. Oops. So, like, this one finally got a good amount.
Well, that's cool. You like that one.
Yeah, it's kind of like our style a little bit. So, but I'm finally getting results from that.
Okay.
But On Instagram, it just is like it's look at 24 likes, right?
How often are you posting?
Ultimately, I want us to have on Instagram. I'm not posting that much. I'm fatigued. I didn't really get results. So
Okay. Okay. So how often is that though?
this is very low. So it started at 56, but afterwards, I'm not gonna ask him the question. So
You're good. You're doing great.
yeah.
So, your TikTok is starting to cook, but you're in Instagram jail. Wait, we have a question. Wait, let's go. Are we good?
Yeah.
So your TikTok is starting to cook, but you're in Instagram jail. Okay. Sometimes that's normal. Sometimes you're going to kick off on one and not the other. I see that happen a lot. That's okay. The other piece, I think, is if you're not posting consistently on Instagram, you're going to suffer. Like, if you're posting it on TikTok, just post it on Instagram. It'll be fine. Because if you're not showing up like at least 3 times a week, you're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? From your TikTok content, you clearly like kind of get it, you know? So I think you just go, okay, I get it. Let me double down on what's working. And also, like, honestly, the witchy goblin thing is like cool, right? And I think that what you do is you sit down and you go, okay, how do I double down on this aesthetic? Like that picture you showed me of the backs of the 3 of you wearing devil horns, like that was fucking cool.
That's what we were on.
You know? And yeah, so I think you just sit down and you go, okay, how do we coordinate photo shoots that are like that? How do we coordinate more things that feel like Goblin or things that feel like, you know, like that band Castle Rat is a really good example where it's like, oh, okay, this is like 80s fantasy movies.
My friend's favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. And it's worked on their new record, just saying, kids. Awesome. But, you know, but I think it's a question of saying, like, we have this cool aesthetic, let's double the fuck down, let's like be Goblin nerds and realize that you have to show up consistently, otherwise it's gonna suffer. And like, don't overthink the numbers too much because they will come with longevity and consistency.
Okay.
Does that make sense? What are your thoughts, Jesse?
When something is working, make it 3 to 4 more times, because often when it works, the next one you make, if you improve the idea a little bit, will go even higher, and the next one, and then you've played the idea out. So if things are starting to cook, study the best ones and then double down on them.
Awesome. Yeah. I do actually. What was I gonna say? So you said to stick with the Goblin stuff. I also had like a group of the Ghost fans kind of like us. Do I do that too, or do I stick to one thing?
No, yeah. Like, that whole world is kind of tied together in a lot of ways, right? And like, also like, right into the camera. Every Ghost fan who doesn't listen to Blue Oyster Cult and Hawkwind and fucking Goblin is a loser. Just saying. Those bands are better, and that's where it comes from. Okay. Also, Merciful Fate. Anyway, good to have Hawkwind back on the show. Jesse loves them. Do you listen to Hawkwind?
No, I don't know.
You're much better for us.
Okay.
All this to say, yeah, like, I think that just leaning into that generally occult vibe, that horror vibe, is what's going to pay off for you, because people love that, and it's cool, and it's like... I was talking about this, I interviewed Todd, who manages Castle Rat, and he was talking about the vulnerability of that band, and how much of it is just like, we're willing to go be like our weirdest, truest selves, even if that like does... Some people think it's corny, but like that's what makes people love it. That's why they can go play with like a serious death metal band and like have everyone be like, oh, actually that was really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like don't be afraid to lean into that. And the second you see it working, go harder.
Okay. It is working on TikTok.
So keep going. Go harder.
Do I alter it for Instagram?
Yeah, just take the same stuff on TikTok, post it on Instagram.
Same.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What about hashtags on screen? Does it
No
work
hashtags on screen. No hashtags on screen.
Keywords are different. So here's a good example, is like what some people will do is like...
For Instagram.
For Instagram, here's a great example. It's like, if let's say I've heard goblin a lot. So let's say you're doing that, you're doing something metally. What you're going to do is you're going to be like, find some point, like even for an artist that is into goblins and metal, like you find some way to work keywords in because it tells the algorithm where to take you to, but you don't need to hashtag those.
Okay.
And that's actually a really good point. Like really good pieces of content, performing pieces of content featured goblin very directly. Mm-hmm. Like you can literally just be like where are you from? Where?
Down there. Oh, Pasadena.
Pasadena. Okay. So like you can literally make content that's like POV. You just found a rad new band of goth ladies who love Goblin and Ghost.
Yeah.
And like people will be like, oh, that sounds like it's up my alley. And like even sometimes like niching down and being like, who love Goblin and Arthur Brown, another big Ghost influence kids. And you know, and just like leaning into those things, because I think that highlighting the niche you're in is like the most important thing you can do. Because the keywords on screen really help with algorithmic sorting and stuff, but it also helps people self-select. Because like if I see a piece of content where it's like, oh, we sound like Goblin, I'm gonna be like, I don't see a lot of young bands who sound like Goblin. You know, not only am I listening to that, I'm sending it to my girlfriend who's a big Goblin fan, and she's gonna be like, yeah, right. And so that's immediate word of mouth just from like Goblin nerd over here sending it to Goblin nerd girlfriend. You know.
So okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. Yeah. Thank you for the water. Cheers.
We want to shut this down?
Yeah, we can wrap it.
Thank you all so much for tuning into this, and we may do this again next year. Who knows? I'm exhausted, and it's only.
Are we
4
ending
months.
it?
Yeah.
Thank you. NAMM 2026. NAMM 2026. You want to say? You want to? Oh, you got one more interview?
Yeah, we got another one.
All right.
Okay, great.
You guys stand there.
Yeah.
You guys stand there.
So,
These guys just trying to check out. Oh, yeah. We're in? Cool. So, what's up, man?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
So I do have one question that's kind of like been keeping me up at night with these artists. I guess it's kind of like, how do you help artists better understand themselves so they can generate, I guess, better ideas? You know, like trying to I always hear that a lot. It's like, understand yourself. That's the key. And that's one of the biggest roadblocks that I face, but also my artists face as well. Do you have any advice to
Yeah. I mean, the way that I like to tackle it is fill out like a worksheet where like you list like every little thing you can think about. I guess you could do this for yourself, but think of it I'll give you an example from like my YouTube channel. I had this made for Audio Nerd Nelson. Now this was like years ago, back when my channel wasn't like music marketing. But the idea was I wrote down like the exact details of a person who would watch my channel. So I was like, they're like 23 years old. They have a college degree in something that they were happy about, but it's not really what they want to do. They're working a job but they really want to do music. They watch these YouTube channels. They listen to this type of music. They own Apple products. They have an iPhone, and like just go down that rabbit hole of like what is each and like think of an exact person, and go to ChatGPT or whatever and make a profile picture for them. And the idea with that is like if every time you make something, you're thinking of like not content, but you're thinking of Audio Nerd Nelson or whatever you name your target demographic.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how can I appeal to that person. So for your music, it's like what bands do they listen to? What kind of clothes do they wear? Where do they hang out? Do they go to bars? Do they not? Do they have iPhones? Do they have Netflix? What shows do they like? And then through that, you kind of start to understand yourself and who you're trying to appeal to.
I see.
I feel like Jesse probably has advice for this as well.
Well, right now I'm building this workbook that asks you questions to figure out this. What I've been doing is I've been cataloging all the questions I see the bigger artists I work with ask themselves, and then as well doing a lot of world building exercises. But one of the ways you can reverse engineer this too is that you go in, you look at what other artists are doing, and look for the details. Do they always use stormy weather in a lot of the content for this thing? If like you're looking at the last Spirit Box tour, there was obviously blue in the thing, but like they're gonna bring in certain things, and like you ask for the details of what they create, and then say, what would my music be, and ask that question, and think about positions where you can do things that would reflect further the emotion of what you're doing.
I see. Okay, that's very interesting. I think it's
you're a member of my channel. Like you'll see in the coming weeks, we're going to put up the version 1 of the first quarter of the books workbook that I have coming out so far. We're just about done with. So
that's interesting. And then I do have one more. If you don't
Sure.
mind asking. I guess like how do you lead these like brainstorming sessions with like multiple come up with?
So one of the most interesting things, I write about this in my book, Processing Creativity, is most people are never taught to brainstorm. So one of the things that they use on shows like The Office, let's say, is what's called a blue sky period. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I did. I saw a video of yours recently.
Yeah, so a blue sky period, for people who don't know, is that what people didn't get is the guy who came up with brainstorming was the guy, Don Draper, one of the 3 people Don Draper is based on in Mad Men. He said it, and everybody misses the detail, which is when you first start doing brainstorming, you do a blue sky period where you can't say that's a bad idea. The only thing you can do is build off someone's idea or get a separate idea. So that way you get to these wild conclusions, which is how you get to wild plots like what happens on The Office. And then what you do is then you leave the blue sky period and you get more rational about what you can actually do. But what it allows you to do is dare big enough and then pull back into reason afterwards. And then you get to like much better ideas. So the biggest problem most people have is trying to get everybody in the room to blue sky and not be a fucking asshole and say bad things.
I worked in corporate America for a while. Like in 7 years, I worked like in a cubicle and in like for engineering, but that's not important. But like when you're designing like a physical product, you're trying to overcome goals. And like it's not necessarily a creative endeavor, but it kind of is. And so the way that we always did it was before you come to your brainstorming session, each party would have their own individual brainstorming session. Because like you don't want to waste time like hashing out every little thought you have in your head when you're in the when like everyone's there and you're wasting each other's time. So like by doing like a pre-brainstorming session allows you to like refine your ideas a little bit. So let's say when you go to meet with people, if you say, like, don't have an example of it, but like let's say you explain an idea and you know hopefully no one says that's a bad idea, but there's going to be people who are bad at it and who will say that's a bad idea. But maybe
particularly musicians,
right? But maybe it's a great idea. And actually, this is probably the most prominent in music. I used to have this thing where I wouldn't send my drummer my vocal ideas until they were like really fleshed out.
Yeah.
Because he would hear the demo take and then he would get locked in that the demo is the final. And the demo is obviously going to suck. It's out of pitch, it's out of time, the lyrics aren't final. And like he just couldn't see the final vision that I had in my head. So he assumes bad idea. And then even when I have the final vision, it doesn't matter. He's still hearing the demo that he heard 6 months ago. So there is a level of like, if you bring your ideas to these meetings and they're a little more fleshed out, you can help your teammates see like the final vision better. So keep everything what Jesse said, but in my experience, like having some pre-thought into a brainstorming session is helpful as well.
At Amazon, they actually do this thing that you can't have a meeting where you collaborate on ideas until you write a one-page thing everybody can read beforehand, premeditate the vision, and then they go in. So no one's saying in a meeting, it's like, time to brainstorm, and you've had no opportunity to think about this beforehand.
I see, okay. Well,
And the places I work where you do that style of meeting have much better meetings, where everybody knows the agenda.
That's what I feel is like the crux of the challenge for me is like making use of that time effectively. And
Yeah.
Sometimes just coming to meetings, we're not being productive. So
100%.
You know, very insightful. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here, Vove. You guys have an upcoming assignment. So. Thank you guys.
Let's wrap this up. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. Next week we'll be back with our regularly scheduled podcast.
Heck yeah, see you there.
Let's go.
These are
mine. Thank you.
All right.